think that as governor, you have a responsibility to understand what natural resources are available, and then to treat air and water and the wildlife as also resources, and then balance those resources. And I do think the people of Colorado understand that. You know, when you talk to me and ask me the question about how is the message received about special places and preserving the special places in Colorado, everywhere I go, I think people understand that and they shake their head. We say to the oil and gas industry, we say we're not going to shut you down. We're going to ensure the survival of that industry, but we also believe that we have to pay attention to impact, and so we're not going to build out that industry on the back of the environment. And that's why we changed the makeup of the Oil and Gas Conservation Commission. It's why, you know, we're doing a 120-day study of the Rhone Plateau. It's why we thought there shouldn't be drilling in the Vermilion Basin, as just examples of our really being stewards of the land and stewards of the air and the water and the environment.
How do you plan on gathering the findings of all your blue ribbon commissions and all the task forces through the legislature next year?
Well, the Transportation Commission will return its findings in late November. The Healthcare Commission, it's called Senate Bill 208, that commission returns its findings in January of 2008. And those will be the two, I think, most significant commissions. There's a group working on higher education funding that we are waiting as well. Some word sort of from that group about what they see in the way of funding higher education going forward. What we know is that the people of this state want us to be prudent with the tax dollar. We also know that if we are to go to the ballot, if there's any of those recommendations that come to us and merit consideration by the voters at a ballot, either as a referred or initiated measure, that what we want to ensure is it's just one thing. Because I don't think the people of this state have an appetite for trying to fix everything in the same year, and I think that we have to be mindful of that. I've got to decide what's the priority, what we go forward with, and what that really looks like. We also know that the people of this state care a great deal about health care and transportation and higher education, but you know, there's concerns about the kind of impact it will have on their tax payments, on their wallet, and we're just really being mindful of that as we try and dedicate our energies to deciding what's the next thing we need to fix in Colorado.
Already you're gaining national attention with your renewable energy programs. How else might you or Colorado become national leaders in this political scene?
I think it's not just about renewable energy. I think Colorado will be a national leader in the energy world because we have renewable energy, so we have great resources. We've made a big push in producing those resources. We also have a lot of coal, and quite frankly, most people looking at the energy demands forward understand that coal will be a part of that. So I think the way we are a leader there is trying to find ways to produce and to burn coal in a clean fashion. Being involved in the research and technology, we have great research universities that are involved in that. And again, because of the mix that we have of natural resources and intellectual resources in Colorado, I really think we have the capability of being uniquely suited to map our energy future for Colorado, but also for the United States.
And how about you personally? How are you making an impact on national politics?
You know, in a lot of different ways, I'm worried just to make sure I'm doing the right thing by the people of this state. If there is a residual benefit in the national frontier, then that's a good thing. But my primary concern, 9 months into being the governor of the state, is that I pay attention to the state.
And one last question, how does the GOP figure in your strategy or detract from your goals?
Well, it's fascinating because we're working with a lot of Republicans and looking at these big issues. You know, I have Republican chair at the 208 Commission, Bill Lindsay. There are great Republicans serving on that commission. The Transportation Commission involves a Republican co-chair, Bob Toyton. There are Republicans serving on our P20 Council. There's a co-chair of that P20 Council. That's our Education Reform Council. That's Bruce Benson. So outside of the building, I have a lot of Republican assistance, and I think a lot of Republican support. It's interesting, inside the building, whenever we go to talk about big problems, we just this week released a plan that's really part of our business agenda for the 2008 legislative session. It's really ambitious. deal. It cuts some taxes, but more importantly, cuts a lot of red tape and cuts a lot of administrative burden in corporations filing their taxes. The Republicans found a way not to like it. Or at least they said, well, it's just a diversion or a distraction from other things we're doing. And I think one of them said a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Here's how we think about that. That we're out there solving big problems. Really, we're tackling education issues, education reform. We're tackling transportation. We're tackling health care. I mean, these are really big and significant issues, and these guys are quoting Mary Poppins.